Hi all, this is Ms. Wagner here to help you with your independent reading project. I want to help you write paragraph 2. Paragraph 2 of your reading project is where you respond to one of this unit's essential questions. So there are two questions you can choose from. One is, why is overcoming our fears important? And the other question is, are there two sides to fear? What I'm going to do to help me write this paragraph is I'm going to look at that second chart I filled out, the one about characters' fears. And I filled mine out, and I am writing all about the book I read, which is Unbroken by Laura Hill, about this character named Louis, who is fighting in World War II. He ends up crash landing in the ocean, and he survives on a raft. He becomes a prisoner of war, and he's treated terribly there before he goes home. He drinks a lot, has a tough time. Finally, his wife kind of is able to help him learn forgiveness for all the things that have happened to him. So that's the book Unbroken I'm writing about. So I'm looking at my novel notes, and I picked 4 different characters to write about. I wrote about Louis, who is the main character. I wrote about the villain of the story named Bird. I'm also writing about Louis' wife and some of the other prisoners who were in the prisoner of war. And I'm looking at fears. Louis is afraid of dying. The prisoners are afraid of losing their dignity. The bird is afraid of people looking down on him. And Louis' wife, Cynthia, is afraid of Louis drinking and making poor life choices. And throughout the novel, they react in different ways. And in the end, sometimes people are afraid and it causes them to do some negative actions, and sometimes fear actually help them. So I think I'm going to answer the second question. The second question is, are there two sides to fear? And I believe there are, because I think fear can help you, but it can also hurt you. So since I'm writing a paragraph, I'm going to start by drawing a plan ahead chart, because I know that's going to help me organize my thoughts for my paragraph. So here I'm drawing my chart, making a box. Then I'm going to split it in 3, so I have a place for my topic sentence and my hook, and a place for my concluding sentence. The middle I'm going to split into 3 as well. That's going to be places for me to write supporting sentences. I'm actually going to have probably 2 or 3 sentences in each of the supporting sentence boxes. So first, I'm going to start by writing my topic sentence. And the topic sentence, I want to answer the question. And I'm going to use a bunch of words from the question in my topic sentence. So are there two sides to fear? I'm going to write, there are two sides to fear. Notice that's a complete sentence. I did not just write the word yes or no. And I didn't use the word because in my topic sentence. All my becauses or all my reasons are going to be in my supporting sentences. Next, I'm going to look at those examples in my character fear chart again. And let's see, what are some examples of fear being a negative thing? I see. One place where fear was a negative thing was the villain of the story. So I'm going to start off by writing, sometimes, or maybe I'll start with a transition word. There are two sides to fear. First, fear can have a negative side. It can push people to act in terrible ways. Okay, so that's my reason why I think fear has two sides. Now I need to give an example. So, for example, the bird, who is Louis' enemy in the prisoner of war camp, is afraid people will look down on him. This pushes him to treat them terribly and brutally. And in the end, he ends up going into hiding for his war crimes. This shows that fear can push people to do terrible things. He would beat up Louis and wouldn't give people food and was just very inhumane to them. So there's my reason and there's my example. Notice I have multiple sentences in that first supporting sentence box. That's okay. Now I'm going to look at my fear chart again, and I'm going to pick another character to write about. Now I think I am going to write about Louis and the prisoners. And Louis and the prisoners were afraid of dying and of losing their dignity, but it actually helped them because it helped them stay alive and fight sharks, to put up with the herd, and also find and steal food, which allowed them to survive. So I'm going to write about fear being positive. So first, fear can have a negative side. It can push people to act in terrible ways. Now I'm going to write, however, fear can also help people survive. Survive. Okay, now I'm going to have my example. So I'm going to write, for example, Louis and the other prisoners were afraid of dying and losing their dignity. This fear motivated them to fight off, this fear motivated them to put up with the beatings from the bird and to pull pranks like stealing extra food and news about the war. This allowed them to feel like humans and physically survive their time in the prisoner of war camp. Okay. Finally, I'm going to look at my chart one last time and I'm going to pick another character. So the last character that I have not talked about yet is Louis's wife, Cynthia. Finally, her fear was about Louis coming back from the war and drinking and making poor choices. So it motivated her to convert him to a religion, to believe in God, so that he could be at peace. So finally, fear can help people, or I'll say fear can motivate people to help others. For example, Louis's wife, Cynthia, is afraid that Louis's drinking and drive for revenge are ruining him and their marriage. This pushes her to teach Louis about God. In the end, so now I'm looking at that outcome column. In the end, Louis was able to give forgiveness to the bird and live a peaceful life. So obviously, her fear actually made a huge difference for both Louis and herself. So it had a positive side. So in all, what I'm trying to say is, in all, fear can have both a positive and a negative side. Again, I just took that topic sentence and rephrased it a little, added a transition word. And that's my paragraph. I used my novel notes. I used my plan ahead chart. All I would need to do is maybe give put some different transition words in, look at my spelling, my punctuation, and actually write it in a true paragraph format by indenting my paragraph and writing it on my blue sheet. Happy writing!